I'm sitting here at the coach of Patricia Schenk and Thomas Jetzer.
Hi, everybody.
And this is Patricia, and we're going to talk about how she came to own this coach.
Well, Stephanie, it's a longer story. I hope you have enough time.
I have all the time in the world.
We were really no campers, and we had no intentions to become campers. My camping was Hilton's and probably Best Westerns at the worst case, and just renting a car, because then the bathroom is there and you don't have to set up anything. And it's usually a pretty nice experience, and you can travel with almost none package. But one day I was general manager of an RV rental company in Chicago, and this guy came into my office. His name was Milan, and he was from, I think, Yorkville, Illinois. And he came into my office and said, I need 6 shock absorbers. Yeah, that's my reaction. What the heck do you need 6 shock absorbers for?
Okay.
He says, well, Patricia, come on out, I'll show you. So I was walking into the parking area, and there she was. A 23-foot GMC, like we have here. It was silver and blue, with the 3 axles and the big windshields, and I was like floored.
In love.
Yeah, love at first sight.
Okay.
So my husband was still in Switzerland, and I was working in Chicago. I called him up and says, you know, honey, we're gonna buy a motorhome. He probably fell out of his shoes and was like, why are we buying a motorhome? Because I say so, I want one, right?
You don't know what I've just seen.
Okay, right, absolutely. And I'm in love with that thing. And it's gonna be, I always wanted a vintage car. So I told him, promised him, this is gonna be my vintage car and our camper. Because you're gonna buy, if you buy one of those, you have a vintage house and you have a vintage car combined.
All in one, right.
All in one, yeah. You have to care about appliances, fridges, they get old and go out, and you have to care about stove tops and all that stuff. We're gonna see that later on, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
Yes, okay. And so that got you started.
So we did our homework, and while we did our homework, we found out that the first one, they were made yellow outside, a light blue, a light green, or an orange.
Right.
And Thomas said, my husband said, you know what, I really don't like the yellow. So what did I find? A yellow one in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So around Labor Day, we drove up to Wisconsin, had a look at that. It was an older gentleman. He was just getting too old to camp. This is why he wanted to sell it. And it was all original. They used it, he was the second owner, and he used it on highway miles to go to California to see his kids. And that was about what the coach was used for, not more, not less. And it was in decent shape, had all the potential to be restored. So we bought the rig and drove off the lot. And we drove 400 feet, and we broke down because the water pump gave up. I'm pretty sure you know the feeling,
but you
right?
Persevered,
yes.
Yes,
Absolutely. So we pulled it up in front of the workshop and left it there, went home in our pickup truck, home to Chicago. And then my plan was to call this workshop up on Monday morning and tell them that this is our coach and we need to have a water pump done and stuff like that. What we didn't know is that the seller was using that workshop to service his vehicle. So when they came in Monday morning and saw this vehicle, they called him up already, said, George, what is with your vehicle? What's wrong? He says, well, I sold it. They were like, what? It's right here. He says, why? The guy said, I don't know. So meanwhile, I was calling in and said, we have problems with the water pump. So George felt so sorry.
Aww.
He gave us another $500 discount. It wasn't the intention.
nice
I didn't know
of
about
him.
that and all that stuff.
That's
and
the community, though.
Absolutely,
Nice people.
absolutely. So the water pump was fixed, and we brought it down to Chicago, and that started a love affair.
So now when I met you, you were no longer the manager of a motorhome supply place. You were actually running a campground.
Right, yes.
So how long between those two?
I was working, that's the reason why I came over here to accept that job as the manager of the RV rental company.
Okay.
Because they were looking for bilingual managers, because most of their customers are from overseas, from Europe.
Okay.
They come here and rent those RVs and then explore our beautiful country. And so just imagine yourself being in France and you have a flat tire. And can you explain that in French, that you
Right.
need help? And so
Right.
you just call them up and someone really answers, bonjour, salut, and comment va, and whatever.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel comfortable. And that was a very big advantage of our company that we had. So we could all speak like 2 or 3 languages.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How long did it take till you got to the campground
So
as the
I-
campground manager?
right. I was fortunate enough to win the green card while I was over here on a working visa. So Thomas could follow me, and as soon Thomas was here, he looked himself for a job, and he is certified car mechanic, master tech actually, and so he found himself a little job at a car dealership, but it was not the life he thought. So we said, you know what? I mean, why don't we do something together? And since the motorhome is yellow, that was our joke. So we buy a business that is yellow. And that was like, the truth is, everyone that rented those RVs
Right.
was like disappointed because the rental RVs, they're usually low line. They don't have really nice finishes and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
Because no one washes a rental car. So it was like, nah. So everyone was kind of disappointed. The water heater doesn't work and the fridge broke. But everyone had a KOA direction. Oh, those KOAs, they were so nice. They were so nice. So we said, sure thing, we'll buy a KOA.
Yeah.
Sure thing, right? Then everyone is going to be happy. So we owned the KOA for 20 years. And our joke was, since the motorhome was yellow, we bought the yellow business so we can park her in style.
Yes.
The beauty of the business was it was seasonal. It was in northern Indiana. And you just don't want to be in northern Indiana during the wintertime. So we managed to close up the business. And this baby is going to be our winter home. And we cannot just sit around. So we signed up for volunteer services, work campers in the beginning. And we ended up with the federal fish hatcheries. It's an awesome deal if you want to do that. You work like certain hours and they provide you with the full lockup site
Oh, nice.
at the fish hatchery. And you do whatever you can do there, plumbing, electricity, building sheds, building aquariums and stuff like that. And they loved us because we had the skill sets from the
Right.
campground.
Right.
And we were living in the motorhome. So it gave us a taste of like
cool.
at least half-timers. And we did that for 20 years. Actually went to Texas, learned Texas. Then we went to Louisiana. And then at the very end, we spent a couple of
Still
days
with the
in
fish
Arkansas
hatcheries?
with the fish hatcheries, right? Because like the manager got a promotion. He calls us up. Well, next year I'm going to be in Louisiana. Well, Cajun Kitchen, here I am, of course. So it's always nice because you are kind of like a local during the winter time. You have to go grocery shopping, you have to go laundromat and all that stuff,
Right.
and you blend in and you learn the county, you learn the state, and you learn all those little things about it, and you learn to love it or not like it or whatever it is. So it's very, very interesting. Arkansas is a very nice state, for instance, very green, very hilly. I probably couldn't live there because they have really snow in the wintertime. It gets really cold there, even if it's like south. Louisiana is very pretty, good kitchen. But we were always fascinated by Texas, East Texas in the Piney Woods. And when we sold our business, finally, in December 21, we said, you know what, now we're going to full-time in the GMC. And this is what we did. We really full-time lived in the GMC. Went to East Texas because we loved it so much. And we were not looking for a house, but we saw a house, fell in love with it. And kind of like, you know what, we're going to make an offer because like 3 months from now, it's going to bother me that we
Right.
didn't do an offer. So we made an offer and they accepted it. So kind of like,
You fall into good things. You
We
fall into
end-
the motorhome, fall into Texas in a good
we
home,
ended up with the house.
fall
Right?
into these great jobs.
Yeah, it's all about the motorhome.
You just rub up some of that energy on me to fall into good
Please,
things.
please do that.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
So yeah, first of all, she helps us explore America.
Yeah.
And second of all, she is our home. We feel so much cozier. Honest, I sleep better in the motorhome than I do in any house or anything like that because I don't know what it is. It's just the mystic of the motorhome or I don't know how
It's
to.
special.
Yeah,
It
it's
really
special,
is.
very special. And everything is like there. You feel like Barbie in a Barbie house because there's the kitchen, there is your bathroom, there is your kitchen.
All at
Everything is
hand.
right there, right? You
Even
just,
your spouse.
yeah, yeah. So we ended up owning that house, and guess what? That house is yellow. It has the
favorite.
same color
Thomas's favorite.
and Thomas's favorite color. So absolutely. So it matches the car and it matches the motorhome. It matches whatever we
Your
have.
bicycle. Everything is yellow.
Yes, absolutely. So we became the yellow people. So they said that. So okay, fine, whatever fits. So no, but that house allows us. We had still furniture up in Indiana in storage, and we do model airplanes. We fly model airplanes, so we could bring them down to Texas, so we can really pursue our hobby of flying those model airplanes. And instead of renting a storage in Indiana, we have it now at the house. It's just a small house, and it allows us to be like the base
Right.
of our future adventures. So our plans are to keep on doing the volunteering, and actually AMA, which is the Model Plane Association of America, gave us the opportunity to come to their lot and up in Indiana where their headquarters is. And they have like 9 flying fields. So we really can combine our hobby of flying the airplanes with volunteering.
Right.
We're gonna help in the museum, and we're gonna help with events that they have and stuff like that. And whatever they wanna do us, we do. And so we're gonna keep on doing our tradition of full timing in the GMC, plus in addition with our hobby that we can pursue now of flying the RC planes. And we really look forward to that. After this, I think we can really, they're gonna ask us to come back probably. And we're gonna develop like a relationship with AMA to come back and help them during the summer season.
Sounds fun.
And yeah, it is. And I just love to live in that thing. And I feel home with my pets and my husband. And it's like cozy. It's safe. It has all the amenities there are.
Right.
I mean, I love my house, but I love being out there in the nature. I mean, and I love camping, even if it's more into glamping with all the luxury we carry around.
There's nothing wrong with glamping.
No, it's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with
it's just sometimes it feels odd if you camp out in nature that you bring your own restroom and you bring your own kitchen. But I mean, that's what we do, and we are not 20 anymore. I don't like to sleep on the floors. We did that when we were younger. We had fun.
Done with that. So
And
done with it.
yeah. I mean, it's
So aside from your volunteer, do you have any fun places you want to go check out?
actually we have, due to our business, we had the KOA campground. It's a fun business. It's very strenuous, but it's a very fun business. And we have friends in every state. They were former customers.
Right.
And they came from Milwaukee, they come from Arizona. And we're still contacting them on email. And we have some relationships going. I just got an email from a friend in Arizona, and they are up in our old stomping grounds in northern Indiana. They are attending Notre Dame football games, and they ask us if we are close by and they want to meet us. So I emailed them back, yeah, we are in Michigan, and it's not that far, let's go and meet. So that's what we're going to do.
So that sounds like part of the appeal for you. You can just pick up and go.
Absolutely.
Whenever you want to.
Yeah, that's kind of what life is.
Yeah.
I mean, just do what you like to do. And
It's very free.
yeah, very free. And you don't have if you don't like your neighborhood, if you don't like the scenery, just move on.
move it.
Right? This is why those big windows are here, right?
Yes.
So turn around and the sun comes from the other side.
Right.
And this is what we love all about.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sitting with me and talking about this.
Absolutely.